Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speeder, and today we're going to be looking at 7.37c. Valve keeping it up with the patches. I mean, they've been killing it. There's no other way to put it. I mean, the last patch, the B patch, was only 14 days ago, which really didn't feel very long. The 7.37 patch was, what, 15 days before that? 14 days before that? So they've been super steady with patches. I mean, really, really impressive how active Valve has been. So shout out Valve, definitely doing a great job. And yeah, let's get into the item chain. On top of that, go sign up to the Game League website, guys. I'm posting new content over there almost every day, and I'll see you there. So, Gleipnir, one of the most popular items in the patch. Health bonus decreased by 50, Eternal Chains damage decreased by 65. I honestly still think, this is the active, by the way, I still think this item will be meta. Men health restored, so the heal on Guardian Greaves from 350 to 325. Bit of a nerf. I don't really feel like Greaves was that OP, so in my eyes, kind of unnecessary, a little weird. Holy Locket, an item, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of healing heroes, and I mean a lot of healing heroes, were in the meta. Oracle is high win rate. Undying, Abaddon. I think there's a few more that I'm missing. But a lot of these heroes were super meta. And so I guess I get that's why they're nerfing this item, but it's a little weird. They also nerfed Mech a little by 25 health. They nerfed Pipe by 25 barrier. It's still going to be a good item, still can buy it. Slight nerf to Atos, which, okay. And then a nerf to Solar Crest, going from Shine bonus armor from 7 to 5. That's the active armor you give, losing 2 full armor. Pretty rough. I'm still going to say, guys, it's a good item, to be perfectly honest. But that does hurt, especially in drafts where you're buying it for that bonus armor. It certainly hurts. Harpy Stormcrafter, Chain Lightning mana cost increased. Okay, slight nerf to the unit heroes that control it. AA got a big buff to his ulti. The duration lasts a full 2 extra seconds, going from 10 to 10, 11, 12. That's really massive. Animage got some buffs. First off, his Magebane's Mirror, which is his facet that gives him Counterspell and Counterspell Ally, now reflects more damage. The spell amp when you reflect spells is amped from 20 to 30, so huge damage. And the blink cooldown in the early levels is 1.5 seconds earlier, which is also better, so really nice there. Next up, we have Arc Warden, who got 2 base damage. Honestly, why? I feel like this hero's win rate is quite good. In fact, on Pro Tracker, it's really good. So I don't really like Arc Warden getting buffed. You have Bane, cast range increased by 50 at all levels on Nightmare, which is actually massive. This is a very important setup spell, and so 50 extra cast range is going to make the difference from being able to cast it from like out of vision or a tree line or coming from a smoke. You know, this really, really matters. And so pretty big Bane buff. I think this hero is actually solid. Dawnbreaker got 0.25 HP regen. Okay. Death Prophet got nerfed, which is a little weird. I didn't think the hero was too good, but her Morning Ritual facet is 5% worse at all levels. Doom's Devil Bargain buyback cost penalty increased from 15 to 20%. So if you take Devil's Bargain, your buyback is a little bit more expensive. Drow, a hero I thought was pretty good in average pubs. I just made a video on her as well, so go check that out. Got 10 extra bonus proc damage on her ulti, which isn't game-breaking, but it's certainly nice. It's not game-breaking. Earthshaker got a massive nerf to his Slugger facet, which was defining the hero in the meta. It no longer requires Enchant Totem to be leveled to be active. I mean, which is cool, but generally you wanted to level Enchant Totem, so that doesn't matter. And it now scales with Echo Slam instead of Enchant Totem, meaning you have to wait for your ulti points level 18 before this ability truly can get to its peak, which is super bad. You know, I still think the hero will be a semi-viable mid, but way worse, far less of a lane dominator. Next up, we have Ember Spirit, whose mana cost was rescaled from 65 flat on Slight to 60, 65, 70, 75. I'm not going to say it's the end of the world. In fact, at level 1 during the lane, it's cheaper. So, yeah, I mean, not terrible. It's pretty fine. He lost 5 damage per second on Flame Guard at all levels. I don't think this is going to kill the hero, definitely still a solid hero. Enchantress, experience received on cast decreased from 50 to 35%. This is strictly a nerf to the pro team because this hero's win rate in average pubs is terrible. Basically, when you enchant creeps, you would get 50% of the XP if you were to kill them. Acorn Shot, slow duration on Hoodwink, decreased from 0.35 to 0.3, that seems super pointless. Lich got a mega buff, Death Charge, which is his innate that gives him mana when units around him die, got a range increase from 1200 to 1500. I mean, are you kidding me? That is a huge range buff. I mean, yeah, I already thought Lich was a good pub hero. I personally think it's an underrated hero. Definitely would recommend giving it a shot, and now it got a big buff there. Got a slight nerf to its 15 talent, but only 0.1 seconds, so not too bad. Lina got a nerf to her innate, Combustion, which makes her deal damage when she like hits people and nukes them. The damage threshold is a little worse, still fine. And the stun cooldown on Light Strike Array is worse in the early levels, making her a weaker laner. So yeah, I would say don't pick her in pubs unless you're an expert. I do believe a lot in the hero if you're like a super safe lane spammer and you put a lot of effort in. But now they've nerfed Gleipnir and they've nerfed the heroes. It's gonna be hard to justify her low win rate, especially in average games. We have Lion, who got 25 cast range on Hex, pretty nice. Hex cooldown also at level 15 got buffed, so nice buffs to Hex. Skewer on Magnus deals more damage now, nothing crazy. Marcy, ally movement speed bonus duration from 5 to 4, that's not too bad. Her 20 talent slight nerf, Marcy's definitely still very good. Deluge, max movement speed increased from 225 to 240. This is the slow on her E for support Nanga. I'm going to still say it's a very good support hero. Talking about good support heroes, we have Nature's Prophet, who received massive nerfs here, making Nature's Call tree and base attack time from 1.4 to 1.6, which is going to make this thing hit way slower, which, you know, I mean, that super sucks. So I don't want to say the hero is dead, but I'm going to say if you're not a spammer, do not touch this hero, because they also nerfed the Wrath of Nature base damage by 20 at level 1, 15 at 2, and 10 at 3. I mean, brutal nerfs to a hero that didn't even have insane win rates. So, I mean, I'm biased. This is my favorite hero, so it sucks to see, but damn, it's kind of too much. Necrophos, base intelligence increased from 22 to 23. Increased magic damage decreased from 25 to 20, so if you click your W, you take less amped magic damage. Okay, some nice necro buffs. It's a decent hero. Then we have Ogre Magi, who got 5 attack speed on Bloodlust at all levels, and his Fire Shield, his Shard, now prioritizes Ogre Magi, then heroes, then buildings, and creeps. So that's nice. Pretty decent sized nerfs to Omniknight, one of the highest win rate heroes of the patch, another potential Holy Locket hero. Less so than some of the others, but okay. His Shard, Aghanim Shard, the effectiveness on the second purification went from 75% to 65. I don't think it's too hero defining, but still a nerf. Repel, this is the big one, duration from 6 to 5. Just losing a full second of your most important ability is always going to drop your hero's win rate by quite a lot. I'm going to say by a full percent, just based on that. And then Hammer of Purity, your trading ability, lost 15 damage at level 1, which super sucks. However, the way they tried to balance this out, which I think is okay, is at level 10 you get Repel duration, which on support is fine. So now you're going to take Repel duration, and you'll have old Repel. But you lose out on 1 second Guardian Angel duration, and you lose out on your 2 second Repel duration at level 20. It's now Guardian Angel duration, which I would say are nerfs overall. Double Jump on Pango, nerfed by 10% at each level, fine. Phantom Lancer got huge buffs. I mean, they killed the hero, and all of a sudden they're bringing it right back. Phantom Lancer Convergence, which is one of his facets, that's the one where you can control them still, got 2% illusion damage. And the other one, Divergence, also got 2% illusion damage, which is back to normal. Huge buffs though, right? I mean, it really adds up. And then the Spirit Lance, the illusion you get from it, instead of being 2 seconds at level 1 duration, is 3.5. It goes back to the same 8 at max, but still, the early illusion is going to do a bit more chip damage. I don't think it's too crazy because frankly, this illusion doesn't do that much. It's really not that impressive, but nonetheless, here's the big one. Okay, I mean, both the facets are huge, but here's the big one. Phantom Rush bonus agility is now applied during the rush, as well as 1.5 seconds after it ends. So it has a linger time, right? It gives extra duration, which is kind of crazy. So if you use Phantom Rush from melee range, you're going to get a longer duration Phantom Rush on that bonus ability, which is way better for farming and way better for damage. Primal Beast lost 5 movement speed, okay? Pugna, they rescaled a Life Drain, making it go from 160 damage to 150, so it nerfed at level 1, but 30 more damage at max. Frankly, I'm going to say this kind of doesn't matter. I think they should have just buffed it. I don't really get why you would just, like, do it like this. I don't think the hero is too good, to be honest. Ricky, Backstab, his agility gain multiplier increased, this is an 8, from 0.4 to 0.55. Nearly a 50% increase at level 1, so huge Ricky buff. I have a feeling this hero might be very good in average pubs. Definitely might be really OP. The Ringmaster lost 5 base movement speed. This hero is completely broken, so I have a feeling it's probably still completely broken, even after 4 nerfs. 5 movement speed. Strongman Tonic, one of his souvenirs, going from 1.5 strength per level to 1. Still going to be really strong. It is a big nerf. It's a huge nerf, but still very strong. Wheel of Wonder, his ultimate, 0.25 second duration on the Fear Worst. Automatic explosion time decreased from 8 to 6, so it stays there for less time, which definitely is a nerf because it would kind of get in the way and do AoE damage, even if it didn't explode. But I don't want to say it's too bad, still. And then Spotlight actually got buffed, his Shard, but it's just fine. Spotlight's like fine. Rubik got 2 base damage, Sand King lost 1 base strength, and the base damage on Caustic Finale lost 5 damage. I'm going to still say the hero's pretty good. It just scales and farms too fast. Promulgate, Shadow Demon's W, the current health loss went from 20 flat to 14, 16, 18, 20. I still think this is going to be a good hero for the high level games. What I would personally recommend is maxing your E and then maxing W. Don't max the Q. You want to get the Promulgate back to its former glory. Then we have Shadow Shaman, who got a big buff to Shackles at level 1 from 16-second cooldown to 13, but it's the same at max. Silencer, agility gain, decreased from 2.4 to 2.2, but he got 10 base attack speed, so making him a better laner, and they buffed the Arcane Cursed movement speed slow from 10 to 16, so much better at level 1, but the same at max. I have a feeling Silencer is probably still just average. Spectral Dagger, so Spectre got a 10 mana cost buff on his dagger. Not game-breaking. Sven got Warcry duration. Damn, they nerfed the cooldown by 5 seconds last patch, and now the duration is 2 seconds worse, which is super rough. So Sven support, gonna take a pretty big hit here. I still think it's okay, which sounds crazy, but yeah, big nerfs. Mana regen decrease on Tinker from 0.75 to 0.5. Status resist on Defense Matrix rescaled, so it's better at level 1, which is kind of pointless, and 10% worse at max, which is really what you should care about here. And the cast range on Matrix is 150 worse at max level. Now, to be fair, it's the same at level 1, but once again, this spell is more about when it's maxed out. I mean, the laning stage, I mean, fine. It's just like, you're going to be close to the people you're casting on. It really doesn't matter. So, decent nerf, and they nerfed his 15th talent, which is the Matrix barrier, from 125 to 75. So losing 50 barriers. So I'm not going to lie, I still think Tinker's going to be good, but it was a 5% nerf to the Holy Locket. They did nerf Mech, they nerfed Solar Crest, so they nerfed a lot of this hero's items, and they nerfed it directly, which is going to hurt its win rate probably from about, I would say about 2 to 3% win rate. So it's still going to be solid in my eyes, but not broken. Windranger, I just made a video on this hero. It's going to come out tomorrow probably still, because these aren't too bad. Base agility decreased by 2, which makes her lose like 0.3 damage or something, or no, it's like 0.7. Loses a little bit of damage, a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of armor. They nerfed her 15 talent from win run cooldown from 2.5 to 2, which is fine. And at level 20, the focus fire damage penalty reduction decreased from 12 to 10, which is also not terrible. They buffed Essence of the Blue Heart, which is Wyvern's healing converted to mana. This facet is terrible, never take it. Zeus got a heavy buff to Lightning Bolt, damn. 15 damage at level 1 and 30 at max, 30 more damage. For an early game nuker is quite nice. It actually matters. And slight buff to his Axe, 50 less mana. So, okay, that's going to be the patch. Yeah, I mean, probably the big loser is Nature's Prophet. Trying to think what else. Tinker is probably hit the hardest, which is actually kind of crazy. Then I want to say Omniknight. I don't know. Omniknight's probably still fine. Probably the hardest one is Nature's Prophet, to be perfectly honest. I think his win rate is going to be abysmal now. Peel got the biggest buffs. Ricky got a huge buff. I would keep your eye out for Ricky. And anything else? I mean, nothing too crazy. Nothing super nuts, but a nice patch nonetheless. Definitely keep your eye out for PL Ricky. Those are the big ones for me. Other than that, Lich, I would definitely keep Lich in mind. Drow, I think, is a solid hero for pubs, for sure. Better now as well. And AA, definitely a very strong support. So I would keep my eyes out for AA. Definitely a big believer in AA, especially with how many healing heroes there are. Yeah, they're all nerfed, but I don't think by enough to kick them out of the meta. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.